Sasquatch Awareness Project, take 2 in 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, what's going on? It's T-Carp. I wanted to thank you so much for tuning in to the first reading of the Sasquatch Awareness Project. If you don't know what that is a book written by my late father. It's his last book. It's a small book, just honestly written to help people cope and whatnot. We're going to be reading the first chapter today. The first chapter of that is what is a Sasquatch Bigfoot. Some quick housekeeping. Thank you again for tuning in. Learning how to run all this, learning how to run it efficiently. Trying to figure out, should we leave the name as Scott Carpenter? Should we make it Scott Carpenter and Son? How should we do this? Please comment what you think we should do. Do my best to read all those comments. I am so grateful for everybody's comments. So again, thank you there. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. So, alright, so we already read the introduction. Let's go ahead and read the mission statement, and then we'll get into what is a Sasquatch and Bigfoot. So Dad's mission statement was to educate, inform, and increase the awareness of the general public and the outdoor enthusiasts from all walks of life that the creature known as Sasquatch or Bigfoot does exist. Assist and support those who have encounters with the Sasquatch by providing a forum where questions, concerns, and experiences can be discussed without the fear of criticism, ridicule, or condemnation. And that is what we are going to continue to do with this. You are not going to be made fun of. You are not going to be ridiculed or anything like that. If you have an experience, if you have a thought, like, hey, how does this change? What kind of changes with it, etc. There are some groups, the Sasquatch Awareness Project group on Facebook. You can get in there, or you can just leave it in the comments here or whatnot. I'm still trying to figure out Dad's the Bigfoot Field Journal emails. I'm not as great as Dad at that, but I'm gonna try. So it's kind of like picking up the football and trying to coach Alabama after Nick Saban. It's kind of like trying to do this after Dad. I'm working on it. Dad was a legend, and I'm just so grateful to be his son, to be honest with you. Also, a mission statement is assist those who have had their lives disrupted by an encounter with Sasquatch and help people better cope with the experience and restore as much normalcy as possible to their lives. So that's what we're trying to do, is kind of restore some normalcy. Try to break that shock cycle. Because you got to understand, when people see these things and they're not ready for it, it's a complete shock to their lives. A lot of us in this cryptid community, I grew up as Dad's son. So you have to understand that I've been in this for a long time, and most of us we have these open minds. But if you have a mind that just is, it's kind of like the Matrix, it's kind of like Neo. It's like you try to explain it to them, you have to slowly do it. If they just get submersed in this, like, oh my gosh, there's a Bigfoot, like these things aren't supposed to exist, it really disrupts their world. So that's what this book kind of helps them process. So let's go ahead and start. What is a Sasquatch or Bigfoot? Genetics-wise, the Sasquatch is a human hybrid. The mtDNA, or the mitochondrial DNA, is human, and the NU DNA, or the nuclear DNA, is unknown. The mitochondrial DNA comes from the female. The nuclear DNA comes from the male. The nuclear DNA does not match any organism when compared to the genomes stored in GenBank. GenBank is an international DNA repository that contains over 213 million DNA sequences. The Sasquatch is a Nephilim descendant. This gives the Sasquatch abilities some consider supernatural or paranormal. So again, Dad's gotten all into this. We're trying not to get into the weeds and just stick to this. Some physical attributes of Bigfoot. The size. The Sasquatch vary widely in size. On average, the adult male will be between 7 and 12 feet tall, weighing in 500 to 1,200 pounds. The females are usually smaller, ranging from 6 to 9 feet, on average weighing between 400 to 900 pounds. The Sasquatch juvenile to young adult range about 5 to 7 feet. They are not built as robust as the adult Sasquatch yet, ranging from 2 to 500 pounds. The Sasquatch infants are preteen, vary in size just as humans. However, the Sasquatch reach sexual maturity at a much faster rate than humans. Sasquatch have been reported as large as 25 feet tall, and 12 to 15 feet specimens are not uncommon. These larger Sasquatch are reported more often in the western and northern areas of North America. These Sasquatch filmed the latest Sasquatch filmed was from East Texas. It is located on a ranch, recorded on a video by owners using a camera pointed into a mirror. There's also, we've all seen that Sasquatch that was filmed from a train. Don't know if that was confirmed to be real or not, but definitely that's a good example of what we see out west. The appearance. The Sasquatch are genetically diverse. They can be completely covered in hair to sparsely covered. On average, the hair on their bodies is between 4 to 8 inches long. The Sasquatch do not have fur. The skin color can also vary from black, gray, tan, brown to a light skin pigmentation. Hair color varies as well from black, brown, reddish brown, gray, blonde to pure white. On average, their arms are long for their bodies, with their hands hanging at or below the knees. The lower legs are usually shorter in proportion to the upper legs. Their shoulders are huge. Many witnesses use the adjectives like bodybuilder or football player with shoulder pads on or something like that. Facial hair varies from a full beard, a beard with no mustache, kind of like Amish looking, to no hair. The face can vary widely in shape and appearance. In general, they have a large protruding brow with deep set eyes and a hooded, wide, flat nose. The mouth is usually wide for the face. The lips are usually thin. The Sasquatch often have Native American facial features, which include high cheekbones or chubby cheeks. The chubby cheek appearance is a very common trait. The majority of Sasquatch have large pupils, dark in color with black/brown, with a very little sclera. The sclera is the white of the eyes showing. Witnesses have reported and photographs have been taken that show show a vertical slit lens covering the eye of a Sasquatch. This gives the eye a snake-like appearance. The teeth are usually square and flat. However, some witnesses have reported canines located further back in the mouth that were noticed when the Sasquatch, snarled and showed their teeth. The head varies in shape from a conical or round. Some have a secondary ridge or protrusion on the forehead above the hairline. It's important to note that the Sasquatch can and have been known to take human mates. This practice has been going on for hundreds of years, and in many areas of the country, the Sasquatch can have a very human-like face. Reports of thin noses, blue eyes, and Native American facial features or a facial appearance are not uncommon. Some witnesses have reported most or almost completely hairless ones with blonde hair and blue eyes. If you have had an encounter the appearance of Sasquatch you witnessed most likely will fall into the above general description, but one could encounter one that is outside of these norms given the possible genetic variations. The below still captures from one of Dad's videos demonstrates the previously mentioned vertical slits in the eyes, and I want to show you guys this. So you've got that, and you see that? You see how the vertical slits on the eyes? It's very, very interesting. Behavior. The general behavior of the Sasquatch. The Sasquatch has will, intellect, emotion, desires, and needs, just like humans do. This will affect their behavior toward humans because their behavior to vary depending on the circumstances surrounding an encounter. Each Sasquatch is a unique individual with a range of emotions. Their social structure and morality are completely foreign to us. And I'm going to stop here, and I really want to make that point. Their morality, we don't know what that is. Okay, we don't have any idea if they're good, they're bad, all that. I personally believe they're Nephilim, so I believe they're going to be very much bent to a evil sense. Now, a lot of people will get wrapped around the axle, and that's okay. But that's my personal theory, and that was Dad's theory. So I want to make that clear. Their social structure and morality are completely foreign to us. Their motives are hard to discern when it comes to the why of a specific action or behavior that is exhibited by the Sasquatch. A composite sketch is created from the actual Sasquatch photographs with one actual photograph. So I want to show you some photographs and some sketches that Dad took. So there's some ones that he has taken. He has sketched out some things, but see how the variance of that is? So one can look totally different from the other, and it's just that genetic variance there. Encounters. In most cases, an encounter with a Sasquatch is brief, lasting only a few seconds. The typical encounter consists of a brief moment where the creature is observed, then it retreats. The majority of encounters by the general public, hunters, hikers, and outdoorsmen, are by chance. However, there are the circumstances that can surround encounter include the Sasquatch following and observing people while they participate in outdoor activities, including hiking, hunting, running, biking, camping, and fishing. The Sasquatch lurking around rural residential areas, watching children play or adults that work around the house or farm, usually hiding in a nearby woodline, peeking from around a tree, or rocking back and forth side to side. Loud inhuman screams and roars that vibrate the body during an outdoor activity from an unseen source. Objects being thrown at them. Dad had a lot of that. So objects being thrown at or near the person. These can range from small rocks, pebbles, to large rocks, tree trunks, and even small boulders. The source usually being unseen, but occasionally a person will witness the Sasquatch ducking for cover or running away after throwing the object. Occasionally, the throwing object is followed by loud vocalizations. You can also have a Sasquatch looking into a window during the day or likely at night. One happens to be in the outdoors and encounters a Sasquatch that is unaware of their presence. That's pretty common. While rare, that does happen. I've heard of that quite a bit actually. This is most often happens when hunters spot them from a tree stand or a blind location during the encounter. The Sasquatch will sense it's being watched, turning and looking directly at the hunter. This has happened over far distances while the hunter is looking through a scope or of their weapon at the Sasquatch. Hikers / outdoorsmen have also stumbled upon a Sasquatch near running water or while they are engaged in an activity like hunting wild game and foraging for themselves. These are the more common circumstances surrounding a Sasquatch encounter. However, there are always exceptions. And encounters can happen in bizarre locations under strange circumstances. Here's some things where we need to focus on. Kind of gets a little, like I said, not weird, but you just got to focus on these or understand these can happen. One hears a voice speaking to them in their head. This is known as mind speak. It's a form of telepathy. The voice is not your own and is from another individual. When I experienced mind speak, that is Dad talking. When Dad experienced mind speak, I heard my voice when I talked to myself, but it was not me speaking. It was like having another person in my head. It was a strange feeling, and Dad did not like it. People have reported the Sasquatch appears in their room at the foot of their bed out of nowhere, then disappears. One sees a disturbance or distortion moving through the forest. It has been described as looking like the Predator from the movie by the same name. Red, white, or green glowing eyes are seen in the dark. The location of orb sightings are usually in the outdoors. The distances can vary from just between a few feet away to several miles. The size of these orbs varies from golf ball, basketball to Volkswagen Beetle size. Interestingly, a small percentage appear inside the home or close proximity. One single footprint has been found inside homes, sometimes consisting of dirt or mud. In one case, I know the footprint was left in the entryway in a grass rug. The door handle is turned or jiggled. Something heavy is heard walking on the porch or deck or home. The sides of the home is slapped very loud and forcefully. Many times the location of the slap is on the outside of the walls of the bedroom. Even creepier, the siding is slapped on the wall where the bed is located. Odd or out-of-place bird calls are heard. Owl calls are common calls used by the Sasquatch, but the calls will sound mechanical and have an odd, unnatural rhythm. Voices are heard as if two or more people are talking. This could occur in a remote area where no other humans frequent, in the woods near dwellings, just off a hiking trail, etc. The voices are just out of range, so the witness is unable to discern what is being said. Rocks are thrown with amazing accuracy out of nowhere. The circumstances could be near on the water or the hiking trail in the backyard, near or in a campsite, etc. The person has the feeling of being watched. The hair on the back of their neck stands up with a feeling of dread or great fear to the point of incapacitation. The fight or flight response is activated. The person leaves their apartment location in the city in the morning when they notice a Sasquatch peeking at them from behind a dumpster or parking lot. So these are all examples of things that can happen and have happened and have been reported to happen. So just be aware of that. Let's take a look at their intelligence. In general, the Sasquatch are extremely intelligent. They are not a big dumb hairy ape. Sorry guys, they're not. They're extremely intelligent. They possess abilities and knowledges that humans do not. They some written language. The Sasquatch have exhibited the ability to use the symbolic form of language, which is phonetically based. They also commonly use structures made of limbs, symbols on the ground, formed with twigs, limbs stuck in the ground, and rock stacking to communicate. Here's some rock stackings that have happened with Dad during his research. Wanted to show you guys that real quick. They also can have spoken languages, etc. We're going to talk about in the next video, we're going to pick back up about their language, spoken language, coded communications, social structure, mate pairing, things of that nature in the next video. I think this is a good place to stop. Again, thank you for watching. If you want to follow some of my other channels, I have a regular channel. It's Tcarp, TCARP. I'll also, again, get together with my buddy Turkey Man. We have T-Carp and Tman channel. I will put links to those below. I'm still figuring out how to get books out. Right now I just want to do this and just kind of slowly integrate this in. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, just thank you so much. For now, this is T-Carp signing out.